Hey guys, how's it going? Sports Gaming Fever here, back again with some more Franchise Hockey Manager 6 with the New York Rangers. So it is the end of the season, so we'll do a little review here of how it went. The end of the season went very well, actually, considering how things were prior. So we left off on February 18th. When I counted it out, I believe it was around 15-9. I think there was one OT loss in there. I'm not sure, but we definitely did a lot better, especially offensively. Which, when getting the defense, I thought we'd have better defense, but both are great two-way players, so they contributed greatly offensively as well. Nice shutout there against Colorado. And I'll just let you look at all this. You can pause if you want to see specifics. Excuse me. So, yes. Let's take a look at the stats as well. Points-wise, Panarin leading us, then Jones. Though Jones did not play, obviously, the whole season with us, but 21 points in 24 games. So he's kind of on pace with what he was doing in Columbus. Zibanejad did very well also. Buchnevich, Granlund, Kakko, Werenski, once again not with us the whole season. 9 points in 18 games. And that's roughly what he was doing in Columbus. A little better in Columbus, but he also got injured for about 2 weeks there, which is why he only has 74 games. DeBrusk, I'd like to see a little better from him. Same with Kreider, but both were on the third line for the majority of the season. D'Angelo, Teravainen, I'd like to see a little more offense from him, honestly. Yeah, definitely. He actually went down from last year. Played a few less games, but definitely went down a bit. And obviously, we've talked about him a lot. Primary role is as a two-way forward, but I definitely like to see him producing more, especially because we had him on the first line for a while with Panarin and Zibanejad. And you got Shea, Kravtsov, Cheadle. I'd like to see more from him, but obviously he played on the fourth line a lot of the year. The end of the season, we put him on the third line. And yeah, I want to see where it goes from there. Granlund up here was playing on the second, and I actually really like this performance of 54 points. A little better would be great, but honestly, across the board, not too bad. Not doing as well as he did in Nashville, unfortunately. But I think we're slowly figuring things out. Yuki Haru with 19 there. Let's also just take a look at the plus minus. Jones up there, again, not entirely with us. Still doing good. Teravainen obviously up there. Granlund, Buchnevich. All these guys are in the positives, which is big. And if you scroll down, obviously Fox not that well. Anderson not too well. I actually don't think we're hanging on to Anderson. I did some contract talks with him, and it didn't really pan out. Got Kreider here low, Milano low, Yoki Haru low. Cheadle pretty low. Look at Panarin with a minus 11. I don't know if you remember this, but at one point he was like minus 27. So once we got those defenders, excuse me, it turned out very well. So we'll also look at the goalies, and then we'll do a little bit of simulation because it is the Stanley Cup Finals right now. So Binnington had a horrible record before, crawled a bit up. So that's okay. Korpisalo did pretty well. With us, is 8 games played, 5-1-1, and those other stats are pretty good. Binnington had a total. Oh no, I'm looking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at Korpisalo's other stats. Binnington had 3 shutouts this year, 5 last year. All of his stats are down from when he was with St. Louis, but that is a-okay. I really feel like next season is going to be a lot better. Like, I think we're going to push for a playoff spot just based on how we played at the end of the season. And if we make some minor changes, specifically to the fourth line, I want to revamp our whole fourth line via free agency or via trade. Not giving up too much, but I want to make that a very strong defensive line. I think the greatest fourth lines in the NHL are often great defensively and in counter-attacking, in getting some zone time. Obviously not the most gifted shooters, not the most gifted players overall, but if they have that defensive mentality, they can play a bit physically and turn that into a solid counterattack. That's what I want to see from our fourth line. So we're going to try to find players that fit that mold. And if we go to the standings, you can see we finished 5th in the Metropolitan. At one point, we were last in the league. If you look at the league, finished in 23rd. So still would have a top 10 pick if it wasn't traded away. Wildcard, we're outside it, of course, but, in the conference, as far as the conference goes, pretty good. Yeah, definitely rose above the, who was the first? Ottawa. Ottawa's worst. Alrighty then. So actually, if you look at the playoffs, it's between Seattle, St. Louis. No Seattle quite yet in the National Hockey League. St. Louis and Tampa Bay. Tampa leads 3-2. San Jose, the former champs, got sweeped by St. Louis. So St. Louis is on a mission, but they face Tampa Bay, who's had a pretty interesting path of their own, going 7 with Boston, handling Toronto pretty easily, and then stacked against Buffalo. Anything else of interest? St. Louis went through 2 Game 7s, then a sweep, and now they might be facing 7 games here with a win. Actually, in 2011, I am a Bruins fan. I've probably mentioned this a lot. That was the exact path the Bruins took. They won series 2 Game 7s, then a sweep, and then they went and won 7 against Vancouver. I'm trying to remember. I think they were a game behind, so they had to win 6 and 7. I believe so, because every game was won by the home team up until that 7th game in Vancouver where the Bruins won. So St. Louis in a very similar situation, ironically. We'll see here. Series tied. They do tie it up. They do indeed tie it up. Hall of Fame vote. All right. It's time to submit our vote for the Hall of Fame. So, there's probably a lot of players on here that historically deserve it. Me, I'm younger. I'm 23. So, I gotta pick players from my era here. So I'm thinking, Sergei Gonchar. Daniel Alfredson, 100%. Brenda Moore. I think Gonchar. Played for the Bruins for a while. Has a special place for me. Doug Wilson, Theo Fleury. Gary Suter, probably. Of all the rest, he's the most I'm familiar with. Steve Duchesne, though. Oh, Roman Hamlin. Marco Tool. Okay. I'm just going to go Gary Suter because I'm going to spend forever on that. Here we go. Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals in 2021. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, is it today and it didn't sim yet? That's probably what happened because it still says San Jose up there. Let's look. Yes, so it is today. Here we go. And St. Louis wins 2 cups in 3 years. Wow, good to see for them. Good to see for them. Though I definitely wish they didn't win, in 2019. But we'll put that aside. And we'll just read all of these messages. I don't need to do much with that. Salary cap expanded. No, where'd it go? Salary cap is temporarily expanded 10% during the offseason to allow teams some flexibility in acquiring new players. This is not a permanent change. The extra 10% allowance will be removed at the regular season start, so plan accordingly. Okay, so let's look at a few things now that we're in June. We'll go to the roster. We're going to go to contracts here. Actually, no, isn't there a better way to... It's definitely better. Finances, yes. Salary obligation. Okay, well, let's look at overall finance here. Budget room, available funds, expensive. Okay, salary cap. So, right now we have plenty of cap space. The projection for next season is over. Oh, because it goes up by 10%, right? Let me get a calculator out here. So we basically should be looking at 89650 times 0.9, right? Because they increased it by I don't know this math, because that brings it down to 80, but we would not be 6 mil over. So I'm a little confused about that one. Because wasn't it at like 8.2 or something last season? We're going to have to figure this one out. I don't know if I'm going to keep her on Milano. I don't think... Anderson's going to look at elsewhere. Actually, can I take the offer new contract? Can I... I think you're able to withdraw the offer, right? I mean, we'll just keep him around if he accepts that offer. But I am a bit worried here about that cap projection. It does go up to 77, and then we have wait, yeah, this is totals. It does go up to 77 next season. I'm wondering if this could be because we have more players than we need up in here. Wow, I'm really trying to figure this out, man. Because no one's salary... Oh, Bennington's does go up. That's a part of it. Bennington's does increase. Oh, Yokiharu's increases. Okay, I'm seeing what's happening here. So we're probably going to have to trade somebody away. D'Angelo's on a good deal. We'll keep him. Rensky. Seth Jones. On a good deal. We're definitely going to need to make some space. Cheadle goes up. Okay, I'm seeing what's happening here. Kreider, I think, is done with us, guys. Because we have him on the third line, right? Well, let's look at our lines. Oh, because a lot of people went away to World Championship. But Kreider was on our third line. So is DeBrusque. Though Kreider, what did you have again? Let me go back to you. Contract-wise, yep. Stats. 36 points, so not terrible, but he's getting older. And that cap hit for a third liner, not what we like to see. So, can I add you to the trade block? Do I have to write? Oh, I think we can do it from... Well, we could do it from roster. Place on trade block. And do you have... Yeah, we can't shop you because you have a... no trade clause. Okay. Okay, well, let's go back to finances. See, if we get rid of Kreider, that clears a good amount of space. Then we can just fill him in with a younger player. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else? Brendan Lemieux now, he hasn't been playing and we're giving him that long too. But look, he could be a part of that fourth line I'm talking about, right? If we look at his ratings. His defensive ratings are okay, but he's 25. That might be someone we want to get rid of, honestly. So, you know what? Let's... I can't right-click on him here. I have to go to roster. But I think we're going to put him on the trade block as well. That might be something we have to do. Shea did good at the end of the season, so I'll keep him on that. Yoki Haru, though, I'd like to see him getting more time, and the thing is, I think we're going to start the season keeping Shea, and then maybe we have to trade him, because I want Yoki Haru definitely getting more time. Hijik, I'd also like to see get more time. That's a great deal for Yoki Haru if he becomes what we think he might become, which is a potential of 3.5 stars. And same for Hijik if he becomes that 3.5 star. So I'd definitely like to see them getting some more time than on that third pair, but we'll see. Maybe we do something where Yoki Haru plays with Shea and then D'Angelo plays with Hijik to split it up a bit. Bennington's contract's fine. I like that. I think we're going to see what happens with him. We have Georgie down here, obviously. Who can still improve. Do we maybe flip Korpisalo? I don't know. I think we're standing pat in terms of that. But Kreider and Lemieux go out. Not clear. Well, what was Kreider's again? 5.3, we'll just call it. Plus 2 is 7.5. And that would get us back up to even if we look at our finances again. Yeah, that would get us up there. So, or below cap. Then it comes to finding players. I think we could try to trade Milano. Kravtsov, I'd like to keep around, but I don't want to play him on the fourth line. So we have a lot of planning to do, guys. Definitely a lot of planning. But let me know what you guys think about all that, which would be trading Kreider. And Lemieux, and then probably Milano, though his contract is running out, right? Yeah, but he is an RFA, so trading him now, he could still have some value because he is restricted, and that team would have the rights to him. So we'll see how that all goes, but definitely let me know what you guys think of that, loose game plan. Otherwise, I don't think there's any major changes we have to do except finding that solid fourth line. And honestly, if we lose Anderson, his defensive ratings are good, but if you looked at his stats, they weren't that great. So maybe we just need to surround Anderson is the thing. He is an RFA, so he didn't accept our deal, but he has a qualifying offer there. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below of what you believe we should do. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. See you later.